There's a complex algebraic problem that's very tough to solve directly. Most students might struggle with it, but those who understand performance methods can level up after watching today's video. Let's say our variable is 26. What does x equal? Remember, x must be an integer for this to work. If x is an integer and the sum needs to be an integer, then x must be open to adjust accordingly, right? He can still see he's a perfect square number. When the number is 26 or less, not many guessed it correctly. People exclaimed, "Teacher, I got it. X is 25, plus the square root of 25, which is 5. 5/5 is 1, and 25 plus 1 is just 26. X to 25 and then calculate whether it is true, and the answer will come out." This is what the guessing classmate said. First of all, I have a root number in it, so if I don't want the root number, I can change the yuan. So I set t to be the root number x. But when using the meta change technique, you must pay attention to what its traps are. The value range. The root number x is non-repetitive, that is, greater than or equal to 0. So our t is greater than or equal to 0. So since the root number x is equal to t, what is x equal to? Alas, x is the root number x squared, which is equal to t squared. So the circle equation becomes the square of t, plus t is equal to 5 part 26. In this case, I will grasp an unreasonable equation as reasonable. Hey, if it makes sense, we will do it, right, and then bring the reasonable one. You are a fraction. What should I do? I want to turn it into a whole formula. So all sides are also t at the same time. Then the left side becomes the power of t3, plus 5, and then the right side becomes 26 times t. I moved it over, that is, the third power of t minus 26t plus 5 is equal to 0. No problem. Then we will not solve the next one-dimensional third equation. When you don't know how to solve your classmates, you find this guess to be very meaningful. Why do I guess if the root x is equal to 25? The staring method can see it. Then t is equal to the root number x is equal to the number. Isn't it equal to 5? If t equals 5, decomposing the higher order cause involves t minus 5 as a factor. Multiplying by another factor equals 0, whether the front or back being 0, or the front 0t equaling 5 leads to the answer. Consider if this is meaningful and simplify to progress further. How can this step be achieved? Oh, since you know that t and 5 should be together, alas, how much do you have to lose to the power of t? Is it to lose 25 tons? And then there is still a negative t plus 5, so that the group is decomposed. The front is a t. The remaining t side is minus 25. The back side is minus 1. And the remaining t minus 5 is the truth. Multiply t minus 5, and then subtract t minus 5. Everyone has t minus 5, right? Then I will put this at t minus 5, and the two products left in front are also t multiplied by tt squared and t multiplied by 5. That is, after 5t, t goes to t minus 5, and there is still a negative sign. That is, minus 1 is this principle, okay, so, or the previous 0. Next, students requested guidance on setting t as 0 in a unary cubic equation to solve for x. X knows and then brings it in, then the final answer will come out. Obviously, it's very troublesome to think about this question, right? Then Mr. Bai will tell you the details. The first one is if the front is not equal to 5t5. Bring it here. X is equal to 25. This is very simple. 25 is the final generation, right? Genji will be equal to 25 squares minus 27 times 25. That is, minus twice 25 times. Minus twice 25 is minus 50 plus 100. So this is equal to plus 50. This is very easy, everyone. You count carefully. Don't miscalculate. Then the second situation is that the guy behind you gets 0. What should we do? I don't want to ask for his root. We use the overall substitution method in algebra to find a job. If my t equals the root of x, then the t side must be x. When the expression becomes 0, it is x plus 5 times the root of x, minus 1 equals 0. That's the truth, so I obviously don't want the root number x now, right? Then I am 5 times the root number x is equal to 1 minus x, and both sides are squared at the same time, which becomes 25x. Alas, the root number removes the square on the right, that is, x squared minus 2x plus 1. Alas, move this 25 to me, that is the x side. Subtracting 27x plus 1 equals 0. Since you add 1 and it equals 0, does this thing have to be minus 1? This time the whole substitution. Hey, I don't care what your 2-gram root with root number is anyway. When you bring it in, they all meet such a condition, right? 2x squared minus 27x is equal to minus 1. Then, minus 1 plus 100 yuan is equal to 99. So this is the second answer to this question, 50 or 99. Okay, even if the two answers come out, then have you found it here? Actually, the whole thing is from start to finish, right? This part belongs to pure calculation, and this part belongs to pure calculation. In fact, they are not difficult. So what is the really difficult step? Alas, this is this unary cubic equation. How do I use factorization to achieve the reduction, right? Hey, how do you see this decomposition? T minus 5 is a group. This is the core difficulty of our question, so the real top student will also stare at him. He uses this staring method to see at once. Replace 50, replace 50. We all know then this question is simple. So does the top student use the staring method? It is also used in the processing of key processes. Did teacher Bai make it clear? Today, Lao Bai teaches you an advanced trick to go to high school in the future. And this technique can be used when dealing with even number problems, which is called the factor theorem. The causal theorem tells us two conclusions. The first conclusion, hey, the factorial theorem tells us that if my t is equal to c is the root of this equation, then my t minus c to move it over, right? Oh, this whole thing is what it is. It is the guy on the left side of your equation. If you have a rational root with c, it must be equal to q in p parts, where p is p. P is the factor of the highest subterm coefficient. Hey, my highest subterm coefficient is 10,000, and its factor can only be 1. Hey, then what is my q next? Q is the factor of the constant term. The constant term is equal to 5, so the factor of 5 is plus or minus 1, plus or minus 5. Oh, in other words, if this guy has a paired tree root, then this paired tree root must be within this range. In this range, 1 part plus or minus 1 point plus or minus 5, that is. Either just this, minus 1, or plus 5. Or minus 5. So which one is it? Can I bring it in one by one? He doesn't want to bring it in. He doesn't want to bring it in. He doesn't want to bring it in. Okay, so I have a factor. What is t minus 5? In other words, I turn a non-scope thing into a ranged thing. Can you know who this root is without lifting it? It is the feeling of doing problems when we have thoroughly learned the algebra system and become a top student. So parents, if you also want your children to have such a learning effect through a short-term raid and raise their math scores immediately in the next midterm exam, you can directly leave a message below for midterm review, and Lao Bai will help you.